Sir, one more question I had for you, that was like, what made you come up with this idea of skills beyond education, and also being a parenting coach yourself? So, what was the idea behind this?
Yeah. In 2008, my son was born, and we were like any regular parents, wanting the best for our children, best for my child rather, and wanting him to be intelligent and clever and learn everything quickly. And try to see what else he can do. He's already just 2 or 3, and we are already thinking of different intelligence building games and all sorts of things, but at the same time knowing that we are getting stressed ourselves as parent, and the child also, without knowing, we're stressing him out.
Right.
And I didn't know any better what to do with it, right? And when he was 3 years old, we enrolled him to the three and a half, we enrolled him for a kindergarten.
Right.
Okay, and I was sailing back then.
Okay.
And my wife would call me and saying that he's hardly going to school, and I'm worried, will he learn his alphabets and words, and neighbors kids, they all know all that by now,
Okay.
right? And I would say that don't worry, it's just alphabets, he will pick it up, words maybe a little late, but it's okay, right? And but I didn't have any better answer than that. I didn't know what else. I was not confident, because am I doing the right thing? Because everybody around me are pushing their kids and doing all these sorts of stuff. And in same 2012, for 6 months in his first kindergarten here, he would not go to school because the teacher was harsh, not with him, but his other classmates. She would scold and punish them, and at least scold them very harshly, and he would get intimidated with that teacher. Okay, never scolded him, but he was very scared
Because of the surrounding.
because of the surrounding. Yeah, and in the 6 months, he just went to school for 8 days.
Oh, okay.
And my wife was stressed out, thinking that he's not going to school. Will this continue forever? Right?
Yes,
I said,
yes.
relax. We'll figure out. Don't worry about it. And around the same time, I met a very inspiring person who shared about an alternate way of educating children, and how he had just found it for himself, and it had helped him, right? And I was very curious. I found out what it was, how, and other things like that. But kind of very exciting that, man, there is something like this. I didn't even know such a thing exists,
Yes,
right? So as soon as I came back home, I started researching, and immediately the next day, I scheduled an appointment with this very elderly, very inspiring lady, and she invited me to the school. Right?
Okay.
It was a very small school. It was like the nursery, just up and kindergarten, that kind of school, primary school. And when I went there, I was very impressed with the setup. It was just those wooden blocks where they would climb, and there's a simple swing. The children are climbing the tree, coming down, literally rolling in mud. And they were having a good laughter and fun. They're playing games. And when I came there, I asked the same questions what any parent would probably ask. What about the alphabets? When will they learn? When will they learn their numbers, their tables?
Right.
He's hardly 3.5, 4 years, right? Already worried about, okay,
Yes,
probably
yes.
which job he's going to go to. And then she calmed me down. She said, don't worry about it. They will all learn. And how she has observed that even when taught at 6 years, that children were able to pick up the alphabets and words.
Yes.
And they also had a good childhood. They enjoyed 3 years of childhood before actually getting into studies,
Yes.
right?
And they didn't
lose their childhood
days.
place,
Yes.
right? They had fun, they had singing songs, their jumping artwork, and not really bothered about these things. And that's when I started getting confident that there's more than one way to educate children. Until then, I was blinded. I didn't know any way because I was part of the same system.
Yes.
Right? That was an eye opener for me.
Yes.
And that's when I started from 2012 to 2016, traveling within India, meeting a lot of educators, meeting a lot of teachers, parents, all the people who are doing some amazing work in alternate education.
That's
And
very nice.
then in 2016, I decided that I wanted to do something, because I found people not only in my industry but across industry were struggling with mediocrity, struggling with lack of focus, procrastination. And I realized that if something has to be done, it has to be done early. If they were done at teenagers, still good. Then I realized as my work progressed more and more deeper, I realized if you could do this work with young children, build them the willpower, build them that confidence, build them that independence, focus, reverence, it was such a beautiful journey for the child to grow into a confident boy or girl, but it will also help them as young adults.
Right. Also, the parents will have an idea
Parents
about this.
would also enjoy the parenting
Yes,
journey
yes.
without the stress, without wondering, oh my God, this is happening to my
Why is my
child is
child
not like this.
slow? Why is it?
And
not
there are
this?
different things I learned about children, child development, and actually not just learning but implementing with children in these last few years. So that's how skills beyond education journey was born.
Yes.
And in 2016 is when I started this. And coincidentally, the name also has got a very interesting way,
Okay.
where I had already thought of doing something by 2016 after 4 years of just wading through and knowing if I want to go on this journey.
Right.
And 2016, once I made up my mind, I was already thinking of this is going to be my last tenure on the ship,
Yes.
and I was going to do something else.
Right.
And I was ideating on what I would call my company.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of names would come, I would just write it down or what I want to do, just like a sketch thoughts.
Right.
And one of the days we had a lot of trouble on the ship, a lot of problems, and I was completely bogged down, no time to rest,
Right.
late nights, early mornings, completely work. And one such night, I came back very tired, late night, and I just crashed out. And in the middle of the night sleep, I had this thought for skills beyond education.
Okay.
I thought, oh my God, this is exactly what I want to do, right?
Okay.
And I thought, okay, in the morning I'll wake up and write this down. It's a nice, beautiful name.
Yeah.
Another side of me was telling, you are going to forget. Yeah?
Yes, yes.
And write it down somewhere. Again, my other side is saying, no, it's very easy name. You'll remember it. It's easy. You can write it in the morning. So my procrastination side was kind of holding me down.
Overpowering.
So I said, no, I should beat my procrastination, right?
Yes.
I immediately woke up, sat on the bed. There was a small diary there.
Right.
Wrote down the name Skills Beyond Education, closed it, went to sleep.
Okay.
And for the next few days, got tied up with work, completely forgot about it.
Oh.
And after few days, I remembered I had got this name. What was it? I couldn't find it at all. And then suddenly, one day, I realized I had written it somewhere. I went back searching all those books and diaries, and finally they are written, scribbled, for Skills Beyond Education.
Okay, that's how it came up.
Yeah, that's how it came up, and I said, this is the name I want for my company.
Beautiful.
And here we are, helping people overcome procrastination, anti-procrastination program, helping people become elite performers, and most of all, helping children, because that's where the real focus. If we can build them at that root, you will build a legend, is what I've realized, right? So this is how my parenting journey has started, that if I can empower parents themselves,
Right.
then they can be the necessary pillar
For
that
their
the child
children.
needs.
Yes, sir. Very inspiring story, sir, and I hope that this helps other parents as well as children also.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope it does.